turned out to water it down. In 2015, after the election, Rufai said in one of the television interviews that actually the Christian Southern Kaduna did not vote for him. Personally, I did not talk to him on phone. I went and sat one-on-one on him. Then I wasn't a CAN chairman, and I confronted him. I gave him just 3 examples. One, in Jamaa local government of Kaduna State, the total vote cast that year was 86,000 votes. Rufai got 39,600, and the PDP candidate of that year got 40,000 or 40-something thousand 900. And I put it up to him. Why will you say that you didn't get the vote? And he apologized to me, and I said, truly, I got 47.8% of their vote. You can see the requirement he needed was just 25%, but he got over 47%. I even went further to tell him, Kachia local government, the total vote cast was around 60-something thousand. The difference between you and the other candidate was just 1,000 votes. So you got almost 49,000. He admitted it is true. In Sanga local, Kagarko local government, you even got that local government. And I went further to tell him about Kauru and others. And that ended the argument and the lies that he didn't get Christian votes. Even in 2029, because the requirement of the law is that you need to have 25% in two-thirds or one-third of the local governments. And he couldn't have gotten that without the local governments of Christians. But you see, I need to let Nigerians know, we have ever played this religious card. People are pretending I don't want to speak about it. Buhari, in all the 3 initial attempts he had to be president, played all these games, and it never worked on him. But because he had played that game, then he went into alliance with other political parties and eventually became president. Rufai is living in that dream that he could play this religious game and possibly also tomorrow become the president of Nigeria. And Nigerians are. So it's not the matter whether people are angry or whether the statements are weighty. Rufai is just talking about himself. Rufai has no respect for Islam. Rufai has no respect for even Islamic clerics. Rufai is just doing everything for himself to get what he wants and not about the religion and not about the people. And 2, Rufai is deliberately also setting a trap and setting a slippery ground for Bola Tinubu, because the moment these things became heated, then people will go to Bola Tinubu, but we know the difference between Rufai and Bola Tinubu and others. So I don't think there's anything Christian Association of Nigeria never for once, to my knowledge, announced that Christians should vote for Peter Obi, that Peter Obi is a Christian candidate. Nowhere. They were the same people buying young people, planting lies. I can give you an example. Reverend Hyatt, right. I met with pastors and I analyzed the political situations with them before the election. Before I knew what was happening on social media, it was announced. Fortunately for me, it was announced positively that I said Christians should not even vote for Peter Obi. But I know how they were trying to misquote other Christian leaders to give a picture as if Christians were asking Christians to, if Christians had really asked Christians to vote a Christian candidate, the result of this election cannot be what it is now. But you know, since he's up to something, he's playing a game, what he will do is to confuse people, to set up Christians against Muslims, to set up Christians against the current government, and then he will stand to benefit tomorrow. Unfortunately, I will say to him, he has failed from the onset. He has actually proved to Nigerians that he's not even in the first place fit to be a leader. I think that was one of the problems in Nigeria. We give people power without testing their emotional stability, whether they are mentally all right to lead. But they get opportunity to lead and
Reverend Haya, very quickly.
When he was, ignore the man who is calling for attention, ignore the man who is up to a gimmick or to an agenda. Don't even take him serious. I believe even if Rufai's son is the one who succeeds Rufai, he will not behave like Rufai. And I know Obasani or whoever is in government now will definitely find a way of uniting the state and taking the state to a higher ground. If his Muslim ticket has actually succeeded, we wouldn't have had the killings we had in Kaduna, we wouldn't have the division we are having in Kaduna, we wouldn't have the problem we have in Kaduna. So there was no even success to record about. So Rufai is just trying to play game, and we don't even want to glorify his game. We simply see him as someone whose era and influence and power is over. But he wants to still be relevant, and he wants to bring up something that will give him relevance, because he knows that there are so many ignorant people around who may think that he's defending faith. But I can tell you, so many imams will remind him how he demolished their mosques, how he denied them even going to Mecca, how he maltreated them and never respected them as people of faith. So it's just politics to gain. I've said there was a precedent he is trying to take advantage of. But the Rufai, Buhari had some kind of three things you do not have. One, Buhari was seen by the people at that time to be honest. Buhari was not a talkative and careless talking like you are. And Buhari was seen by people to some extent as someone who they can deal with. But you, 90% of the people know that everything you say is lies and only for your own game. So we will not fight Muslims, we will not accuse Muslims, because we know Rufai is not speaking for them, and we know that Muslims will not think that way. The few ones that he has paid them money to go out and say as if it is a Muslim thing, we also know where they belong. We want a united Nigeria. We want a Nigeria that whoever we have given him mandate to lead should lead us as a people. The Constitution of Nigeria makes us citizens, not by religion or by tribe. We are citizens because we are Nigerians. So someone who have eating and becoming fat from our commonwealth should not, because of selfishness, divide us and create unnecessary confusion. Nigerians must not take such a person serious, because if truth is to be told, he needs a little check at the psychiatric so that we'll be sure whether he's healthy.
Those are very...
Did in his 8th year of Kaduna, he did it and injured and created another bad thing. I'll give you one example. Rufai constructed a lot of roads in Kaduna, but the roads themselves were just within the confines of where Muslims are, so that he will instigate Christians and make Christians angry. Let's quickly rush out from Kaduna. When Rufai came into power on the 29th of May 2015, Rufai started constructing a road between GT Bank in Barnawa to Television. It's less than a kilometer road. Rufai never finished that road for 7 years. It took 7 years. The fact about it is that he abandoned that road, scattered everything. But he quickly went to the north and constructed so many roads. What was the reason? Probably to provoke reaction. And the Christians, who are always patient, who always believe that the right time, this was one of the examples I used to give people at that time. I say, let him refuse to construct the road. A time will come that he has finished constructing all the roads among his Muslim brothers, and he will have no option than to construct a road from the Christian community. What will happen is that by the time he constructs roads in Christian community, they will now become new roads, and the roads he has constructed for the past 7 years in the Muslim community will become old roads. And that was exactly what happened. Go to Kafanchan and see the construction that he even attempted to do. He went exclusively to dominated areas that are Muslims and do roads. But larger part of Kafanchan that are Christians, go and see it, not what I say. Go and see it, and you will know what I'm saying is true. So he did construct road using the Over Renewal project, but he also just used it to create division and suspicion among people. But you see, that is by the way. You can't travel from Kafanchan now to Kwei. The road is terrible. He didn't do anything about it. You can't travel from Jere to Marabang Kubacha. The road is terrible. He didn't do anything about it. And that's the road that people travel from Gombe, travel from Jos, another place, to pass through Kaduna State to Abuja. He didn't care. But he was just trying to do things to